War for the kingdom of Yah.
Things like that. I noticed how so many people were so uptight about what's supposedly happening in a few days with the coming of a what do you call it? An eclipse. The eclipse is coming. We had an earthquake. We had various earthquakes in diverse places. Like New York had an earthquake, New Jersey. There was earthquakes and tremors up that way. And as I was watching the posts that people were making about these things that were happening, I understood what the Messiah meant when he said that this generation, or this would be the generation that seeks a sign. Because the bottom line is, people don't believe the Bible. They much rather believe a sign than actually believe what is written in the Bible. Fear and unbelief is a common action now. Ooh, it's going to be 3 days of darkness. Ooh. But if you read the Bible, you know that these things must happen. And the Most High will provide a place of safety for those who believe. Now, if you're an unbeliever and you're not keeping any commandments, you should be scared. You should be terrified, in fact, because this means trouble for you. But for those of us who are keeping his commandments, those of us that are doing our due diligence to seek the Most High, this is just another sign before the coming of our Messiah, because he said it would happen. Let's go to Isaiah 34. Let's go to Isaiah 34 and 16.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Seek ye out of the book of Yah and read.
Come on.
No one of these shall fail.
None of these prophecies that's in the book of the Most High shall fail. Read.
None shall want her mate.
Mm-hmm.
For my mouth it hath commanded.
Come on.
And his spirit it hath gathered them.
While the prophecies of the Bible are most assuredly will come to pass, just as the Bible has proclaimed they would. You can rest assured that these biblical prophecies are going to come to pass. The Bible said that they would. And make sure that you brothers are speaking up. Make sure you brothers, because we can't hear you on this end. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter. We're going to begin at verse 19. We're going to read on down to verse 25. Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 19.
2nd Ezra 7 and 19. He said unto me, there is no judge above the Most High, and none that hath understanding above the highest. For there may be that perish in this life. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of the Most High that is set before them.
Come on.
For the Most High hath given straight commandments to such as came, what they should do to live.
The Most High has given us straight commandments. The Most High has given us the commandment of what we should do in order to live. Let me put it in a different frame of thought. The Most High has given us a strict commandment on what to do to survive when these things come upon us. Come on.
even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
To what you should do to forego the punishment that's coming upon the earth. Come on.
Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him,
Mm-hmm.
but spake against him and imagined vain things.
They imagine vain things. Oh no, 3 days of darkness. They're imagining vain things. These things are in vain. I want you to go on TikTok. Not now. Don't go now. We're doing a lesson now. Go on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever platform that you go to, and I want you to look up 3 days of darkness in the eclipse, and you will have thousands of views. At the same time, go on TikTok and look up or whatever platform you used to. Go on there and look up keeping the commandments, and you will have very few views. As I said in the beginning of the lesson, the people don't believe the Bible. Don't tell me how to live by keeping these commandments, but most certainly put fear. I want all the fear I can get by saying something about what's going to happen during the eclipse. And let's think about it. Let's think about this for a moment. You're not prepared for it, no way. You done nothing to prepare for 3 days of darkness. When was this to happen? I wasn't in Detroit at the time. I was in Pennsylvania. But remember when the lights went out in the blackout in Detroit? It was all good for about 2 days. Then things started getting shaky. Now, wait a minute. When are these lights coming back on? So I want you to imagine being in Detroit, the Motor City, the ex-murder capital of the world, with 3 days of darkness. You ain't prepared for that madness, no way. You scared for it. You haven't even prepared for something to happen. I've been teaching for years that there was going to be trouble before the rescue, and I did something to prepare for it. I went and bought land to grow food and other things for protection. Why ain't you put your money where your mouth is if you all excited about 3 days of darkness? You went and bought some batteries? Good. Let's read on. I'm getting off my topic. Let's read on.
Verse 23, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways.
Uh-huh.
But his law have they despised, and denied his covenant.
That's the problem. The law of the Most High have been despised and denied his covenants. Read.
In his statutes have they not been faithful,
Mm-hmm.
and have not performed his works.
That's the issue. That's the issue. Your fear and apprehension come out of your faithlessness. Come on.
And therefore, Esdras, for the empty are empty things, and for the full are the full things.
So if you don't have nothing poured into you, and if you have not put in nothing in you, for the empty is the empty. And for those of you that have put in something in you, for the full is the full. Let's go to Hebrews 13, verses 5 and 6. We're going to get there. I'm just laying this foundation first, showing you the difference between fear and faithfulness.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have.
Mm-hmm.
For he have said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee,
Watch this. Come on.
so that we may boldly say, the master is my helper,
Read.
and I will not fear what man shall do unto me.
I won't have that fear. Now, fear is not necessarily the problem. A healthy amount of fear is useful. That's not the problem, fear. You're a human being, so you will have some fear or apprehension about certain things. That's not the issue. The problem is what you do with the fear. That's the problem. That's the issue. Drop down to verse 9. Hebrews 13:9.
Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines.
That's the problem right there. Don't be carried about with different and strange doctrines. You scared for about the eclipse. The first thing somebody been saying to me for the last couple of weeks, hey, Shalom, Bishop, or hey, Bishop, have you heard about the eclipse? What you worried for? What you worried? So what? Yeah, I heard about it. Now what? Now what we supposed to do about it? Tell me. Have you heard about it? Yep, I heard about it. Now what? You scared for? Didn't the Bible say it was coming? The Bible said it'd be the signs of the sun and the moon and the stars. The Bible said that this would happen. He said it would be earthquakes in various places. He said it's going to happen. Look up, your redemption draweth nigh. The people that should be worried is the people that don't know. And they don't know enough to be worried. That's why they ain't thinking about it. They ain't thinking about it. They ain't worried about it because they don't know that they should be worried about it. Well, you got something to worry about. There's this 3,000-year-old book, this 2,000-year-old book, this 3,000-year-old book, this 4,000-year-old book prophesied that it would happen. And that the generation that sees it will be the last generation before it's coming. We still on verse 9?
God,
All right, let's read on.
for it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace, not with meats, which have not profited them, that have been occupied therein.
So these meats that's being talked about in this verse is information that differs from the Bible. You're going to feast off something else when you got the scripture. This right here is for you. This right here is for you. But this is not good enough for you. You want something else. So you go to social media and you search social media for whatever you can find in it that differs from this. When this is your answer, the Bible is your answer. And it's been your answer the whole time. Let's go to Matthew, the 16th chapter. Start at verse 1. We're going to read on down to verse 4. All right, let's get into it.
Matthew 16:1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven.
Show us a sign. That's what the Pharisees said. Show us something. Come on.
He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
You can't discern the sign of the times? You don't know what's going on? You're not paying attention to what's going on around you? Come on.
A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign,
Read that part again.
and there shall be no sign given unto it. But
No,
the
read
sign
that
of the
part
prophet
again,
Jonah.
verse 4, the top of verse 4.
A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign.
A wicked and an adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. Ooh, this is gonna happen. Why is the scripture calling them adulterous? Because you're looking for something else other than what's in here. It's already telling you what's going on in here. But you're looking for something else. Ooh, over here. And you feed that monster of fear. You feeding that fear. Oh, something happening. Something's certainly supposed to happen. The scripture said it would happen. The scripture said these are the signs before I come. This would happen. And we're going to get into it. Finish it out.
And there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed.
All right, let's get Mark 13 and 28.
The book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 28. Now learn a parable of the fig tree.
Mm-hmm.
When her branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is near.
So how the Messiah starts off this parable is common sense. When you see the budding of the tree, you know that there's a changing of the season. You know, something is about to happen. The same thing when you start to see these signs come up on the earth that he's going to explain to you, realize and know, just like you know that when you see these signs coming up on the earth, that something is about to change. Come on.
Verse 29. So ye, in like manner, when ye shall see these things come to pass, know that it is nigh, even at the doors.
Even at the doors. Read on, verse 30.
Verily, I say unto you, that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done.
So this generation, Yahushua wasn't talking about the generation that he was in. He's talking about this generation that sees these various signs shall not pass. So he's letting you know that you are in the last days now. Whenever you see these particular things happening, know for certainty that this is the generation that's not going to pass, because this generation is going to see the coming of the Messiah. I want everybody to understand that. Everybody understand that. When you start to see signs in the sun, when you start to see signs in the moon, when you start to see various things happening in the sky, when you start to see chariots of fire moving about, they call them unidentified phenomena in the sky. When you start to see that, on an uptick of that, when you start to see wars and rumors of wars, when you start to see the land of Israel in crisis and conflict, when you're starting to see other nations in conflict and wars, when you see that, understand and know for certainty that there is a change of season happening. Go to verse 31. Let's read 31 through 33. Let's read that too.
Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father.
Okay, read.
Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is.
So you have to pay attention. You don't know when that day is, but you definitely have to pay attention and pray for understanding when you see these prophecies coming upon the earth. When you see these prophecies being fulfilled, you have to pray for understanding. All right. Now, the disciples asked the Messiah 3 questions. And we're going to read that And then we're going to get into the breakdown of these different various signs. The Messiah was asked 3 questions, and we want to get into those 3 questions. Question number 1 is, when shall these things be? It's question number 1. Question number 2, what shall be the sign of thy coming? They're looking for a particular sign of the coming of the Messiah. And number 3, when is the end of the world? And we're going to read this in scripture. When shall these things be? What shall be the sign of thy coming? And when is the end of the world? Let's go to Matthew 24. Start at verse 1. We want verses 1 and 2. Verses 1 and 2. Matthew 24, verses 1 and 2.
Matthew 24, verse 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
So the first thing that's going on here is 70 AD. When Yahushua said there should not be one stone, you see he's talking at the temple. He said there should not be one stone left here unturned, signaling that this will be the beginning of the latter days. The latter days is just not a few days. I want y'all to understand that. The latter days, it wasn't just a few days, but the start of the latter days was the beginning of 70 AD, when the Israelite temple was destroyed by the Roman army. That happened in 70 AD. Not one stone was unturned. They fired it, they destroyed it, they destroyed us, they ran us into the interiors of Africa. And during that time after some time, they begin to come back. Esau began to come back and enslave us at that time and spread us across various parts of the world. Now, verse 3.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
Read on.
The end of the world.
And what's the end of the world? Read.
And Yahushua answered and said unto him, take heed that no man deceive you.
Come on.
Many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many.
And shall deceive many. So they're asking, when is this going to be? 70 AD happened is when it's going to start. And what shall be the sign of thy coming? The sign of thy coming in the end of the world? It happened in 500, write this down, 590 CE. 590 CE. Now, according to the Moody Handbook of Theology, the official beginning of the Roman Catholic Church occurred in 590 CE with Pope Gregory I. This would mark the consolidation of the lands controlled by the authority of the Pope, and thus the church's power into what would later be known as the papal states. So Rome began to have worldwide power. Rome began to have worldwide power in 590. That's when it started to happen. The total consolidation happened in the 1500s. In the 1500s. All right. So let's read verse 5 again.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
What verse is that?
That was 6.
Give me verse 5 again.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and deceive many. And ye shall hear
Many shall
wars.
come in my name. Many shall come in my name and deceive many. We know that the Roman Catholic Church, through the Pope, going to share my screen with you. The Roman Catholic Church, through the Pope. This is a sign. We're talking about the signs of the end. So we're building up to it. First, there was the destruction of the temple. Then there was the consolidation of the Catholic Church throughout all the lands and the known power of the world. Now there's many Christs that will come. Many Christs, what does that mean? Many Christs. Does everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
So this is Caesar Borgia of the 15th century. He's an Italian cardinal and the son of Pope Alexander VI. Modern day stereotypical picture of Jesus Christ. This is what the Messiah meant when he said that there will be many Christs to come. Esau would come in the name of Christ under the power of the Roman Catholic Church. And he will push this image of Christ throughout the known world as he was taking power. Many of my Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Right?
Right.
All right. We stop that share. Now let's get Matthew 24:6.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
You're gonna have wars and rumors of wars, and see that you be not troubled. See that you be not troubled. Because all these things must surely come to pass. Hold on a second. I'm trying to share my screen with you. Can everyone see the screen? Did it come up yet?
Yeah, Logan.
No,
Yeah, it is.
No. Con.
Here we go.
2024 begins with wars burning in Gaza, Sudan, Ukraine, and elsewhere. Peacemaking is in crisis. Here are crisis groups' 10 conflicts to watch. The Hamas-led attack on 7 October and Israel's subsequent devastation of Gaza have opened a ghastly new chapter in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The human cost, already appalling, continues to climb. It could get worse. It's not a stretch to imagine mass displacement of Palestinians into Egypt. Finding a way out starts with recognizing that attempting to finish off Hamas, Israel's stated war aim, will leave Gaza uninhabitable. A ceasefire is imperative. The war in Gaza also threatens to spark a regional conflagration as tensions escalate between the US and Israel on one side and Iran and its allies on the other. Flashpoints include the Lebanese-Israeli border and the Red Sea, where Yemen's Houthi rebels have been attacking cargo ships. Neither side wants such a confrontation, but there are plenty of ways the Gaza war could set one off. The all-out war between Sudan's army and the paramilitary rapid support forces has left thousands of people dead and displaced some 7 million more. The specter of genocide again haunts the western region of Darfur. Diplomacy to date has been lackluster. Much more urgent efforts are needed to prevent Sudan's collapse, which would have repercussions throughout the region. Russia's war in Ukraine grinds on. Kiev's counteroffensive has stalled, and the 600-mile front is barely moving. Meanwhile, Western support for Kiev may be wavering. The stakes are high. What happens on the battlefield, and potentially also in Western capitals, will define the future of European security. A rebel offensive in Myanmar's northeast is posing the biggest challenge yet to the junta that grabbed power in 2021. But the various ethnic armed groups and post-coup resistant forces seem unlikely to coalesce. For now, the military seems likely to hang on, at a steadily mounting cost to the country. Ethiopia began 2023, having ended the bloody Tigray conflict, but its initially positive outlook did not last long. Federal forces face insurgencies in the Amhara and Oromo regions, while strained relations with neighboring Eritrea add to the tensions. In July, officers in Niger mounted a coup, cementing military rule across the Sahel, following similar takeovers in Mali and Burkina Faso. So far, the juntas have some popular backing, due partly to their anti-Western rhetoric, but they have yet to make headway in fighting jihadists or solving the region's other problems. A Kenyan-led mission is due to deploy to Haiti soon to help bring hyper-violent gangs to heel and pave the way for elections. The gangs have wrought havoc. Tens of thousands of Haitians are displaced, and nearly half the population is in need of life-saving aid. But politics may get in the way of peace. The unpopular acting prime minister, who has resisted forming a cross-party coalition, might seek to use the mission to consolidate his own power. Azerbaijan's rapid offensive in Nagorno-Karabakh last September ended the enclave's de facto self-rule and displaced over 100,000 ethnic Armenians. Talks between Azerbaijan and Armenia have shown promise. But challenges persist regarding border demarcation and a land corridor to the Azerbaijani enclave of Nakhchivan. If negotiations stall, Baku may resort to pressure tactics, potentially even including border incursions. The November meeting between President Joe Biden and Chinese Premier Xi Jinping was a welcome step towards lowering the temperature between the two big powers. But their fundamental rivalry persists, with hawks on both sides speaking of zero-sum competition in the Asia-Pacific. Taiwan remains one source of volatility. Another is the increasingly frequent encounters between Chinese and US planes and ships in the South China Sea. These are Crisis Group's 10 conflicts to watch for the year ahead.
All right. I wanted to get all of those in. All right, let's go back to Matthew 24:6. Let's read it again. Because I'm trying to show what I'm doing here is showing you in real time biblical prophecy in real time. So there'll be no doubt in your mind. You won't have to fear if you're keeping the Most High's commandments. You will never have to fear about what's going on because you will know. Let's go back to Matthew 24 and verse 6.
Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
Read it again. Hold on, this is the Messiah talking now. Read it again. You shall hear what?
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
We just seen that. We just went through 4-minute video of wars and rumors of wars. Come on.
See that ye be not troubled.
Don't you be troubled about what you see. Those conflicts must happen. Those wars have to happen. Because this is what the generation will see before the Messiah comes. Come on.
For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
But the end is not yet. All of these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Read.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Come on.
There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
And earthquakes in diverse places. Didn't we just have an earthquake in New York yesterday or in New Jersey? Was it David? Was it day before yesterday? It was day before. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday morning. It was very unusual for it to be an earthquake up there in New Jersey, but it was. Because the Bible says that these things will happen. We're going to see more earthquakes. Now, someone just told me that we had another earthquake yesterday, right? Was it another earthquake yesterday in Asia somewhere?
Oh, in Japan.
In Japan.
Wait.
It was fairly a couple of days ago or something, right? These things are going to happen. They most certainly going to come to pass. Earthquakes in various places, pestilence in various places. Pestilence is disease. Famines in various places. Do y'all know that it's a famine in America? How many of y'all know it's a famine in America? Yeah, have y'all been to the grocery store lately? Have you seen the prices, the food prices? The only reason the food prices are shooting up like that because there's not a lot of food. It's a high demand, it's a higher demand, and not enough stock. Verse 8, 24 and 8, Matthew 24 and 8.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
All these are the beginning of something. I mean, there's more sorrow to come. You out there partying, drinking, get your hand dog. And you don't know what's coming next. You playing a game and the game is not playing with you. You haven't prepared 1 iota. But long as you see it happening over there, you good with it. Because it ain't happening over here, it's happening over there. But let me let you in on a little secret. That what you see, that video we just watched, that's happening over there, that's coming over here. That's coming right here. You best believe that's coming here. And all of those atrocities that you see on TikTok, those things that you see on, they don't call it Twitter no more. They call it X. Those things that you see on X, those little short clips, and you say, wow, those people really going through something over there. That's going to be you. That's coming over here. Read on. And this is for you brothers that want to be in this truth and teaching in this truth. The next verse is for you. Matthew 20, 24 and 9.
Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you.
What?
And shall kill you.
Uh-huh.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
You shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Because you lift up the standard. You lift up the standard of Yahweh Shai, that you shall be hated of all nations. Somebody just told me they was having a Bible burning ceremony or something because Putin came out and said that the Israelites was black. And Esau got together and started burning Bibles. Well, the hell with the Bible then, buddy. Serious. You think these white folks gonna worship a black Messiah? You think that? You can think it all you want. Let's go to Revelation, the 12th chapter and the 15th verse.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 15.
Come on.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Uh-huh.
And the earth helped the woman, and the earth
Earth
opened
is
her
going to
mouth.
help the woman. The woman here is the nation of Israel. Come on.
And swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Read on.
And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
The dragon, the dragon is that great red dragon that hates the children of Israel. Come on.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed,
Mm-hmm.
which keep the commandments of Yah
Come on.
and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach.
This hasn't happened yet. This prophecy hasn't happened yet. The great red dragon hasn't made war with the children of Israel on this level yet. Let's go back to Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and verse 10.
Verse 10.
That's why you got to pray for the teachers that's out here. That's why you got to pray for the leaders that's out here, that the Most High gives them strength, and that the Most High covers them. Matthew 24 and 10.
Matthew 24 and 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
And many of you brothers, and not many of you brothers and sisters, because I know some of you ain't like that. But it's many, and you can see it. You can see how many brothers and sisters are at odds with one another. Many shall betray one another and shall hate one another. Come on.
And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many.
Come on.
And because iniquity shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold.
Come on.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Yes. But he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. Verse 14.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
And then the end is going to come. Then it's going to come. And we can see that this truth is reaching even the far reaches of the earth, corners of the earth. We can see that through the internet, social media, and places like that. And even with Putin making the statements he made, those are awakening brothers and sisters that are in far-reaching places that you and I perhaps could never reach, but are waking those brothers and sisters up. Now let's go to the book of Luke. Luke chapter 21, we're going to start at verse 25.
Luke chapter 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon,
Mm-hmm.
and in the stars,
On.
and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring,
Read on.
men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth.
Read.
For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
So when it says the powers of heaven going to be shaken, it's not talking about the celestial, the celestial beings that's in the sky. It's talking about those world governments that sit in power and authority on earth. Come on.
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
Uh-huh.
And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up
Look up. Come on.
and lift up your heads,
Lift up your heads. Come on.
for your redemption draweth nigh.
Your redemption draweth nigh. So there's going to be a sign in the sun. There's only two things that the sun can do for it to bring forth a sign. It can either heat up or it can go dark. What other kind of sign you gonna get from the sun? Other than it heats up, it's very, very hot, hotter than normal, right? Or it goes dark. Now, rumor has it that there's an eclipse coming, right? The Messiah says that there's going to be a sign in the sun. And I know that one or two of you, I won't say all of you, but one or two of you are very fearful of that. But the Messiah said it has to happen. And when it happens, you have to look up because I'm coming after you see this. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I know you ain't excited about the Messiah coming because you still sinning. Stop sinning. I'm going to tell you right now and give it to you straight. Stop sinning. Resist the sin. Oh, I don't want him to come yet because I ain't together. Get yourself together because ready or not, here he comes and you can't hide. He gonna find you. And it's gonna be over. That's right. He's gonna catch you out there with your work undone. Oh, I done got caught. I'm out here in my adultery and in my whoredoms. I'm caught out here. That's for all of us. I ain't talking at you. I'm talking with you. We got to get ourselves together. Get your mind right. You won't be so afraid. You won't be searching for stuff that don't make sense. You all off into something else instead of being in this Bible. This is what saves you. It's right here. It saves you. This is what sets you free. Folk be looking for something else. It gotta be something else. No. It's the simplicity of the gospel that saves you. And you disciplining yourself to stay unspotted from the world and to stay out of sin. What verses we at?
That was 28.
Verse 28.
Keep reading.
Oh, there's the sign of the sun. The only two things it could do, it could either heat up or go out. The sign of the moon. The moon, if the moon is not functioning properly, it loses its gravitational pull. It causes the change in the Earth's atmosphere, causing the change of the Earth's oceans and rivers. So when you see tsunamis and things like that coming on the moon, that's a sign of the moon. Sign of the stars is the abnormal appearance of lights. Me and Maisha often walk outside and see chariots of fire, don't we? We see things moving in the sky. We out there in the country. So you go out there and you look up and you'll see stuff moving around. You're like, man, look at things moving around like that. Let's go to Luke 21 and 29, verse 29.
And he
We're
spake to
almost
them
done.
and he spake to them in a parable. Behold, the fig tree.
Okay, whoever's reading, we can't hear you.
And he's verse 29. Can you hear me?
You hear you now.
And he spake to them in a parable. Behold, the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is nigh at hand. So likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of Yah is nigh at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Verily, I say unto you,
Watch this.
this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled.
I need y'all to understand what the Messiah just said is mind-boggling. He said, when you see these things, these wars and these rumors of wars, when you start to see the the stars and the sun and the moon align itself in a strange way. When you start to see earthquakes that are happening, like the one we just had in New York, New Jersey, when you start to see that, the generation that sees these things is the generation that I'm coming in. Do you understand this? Or is I'm the only one excited about this? I'm excited about Yahushua coming. I am. Even so, come, Yahushua. Come and deliver us out of this captivity. I'm excited about this. I pray that the Father find me worthy to enter into his kingdom. I pray that he find you worthy to enter into his kingdom. Because ready or not, here he comes. Read on.
Verse 33. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away.
His word is not going to pass away. He's coming, family, and he's coming soon. Come on.
And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with subtlety.
Come on.
And drunkenness and cares of this life.
And the cares of this life. You going on about your business like nothing is happening. All of these signs are happening, but you going on like it ain't nothing. La-da-dee, la-da-da. Nothing is happening, but something is happening. Come on.
And so that day come upon you unawares.
That day may come upon you unawares. You're not watching for it. It comes up on you unawares. This scripture right here ought to keep everybody in constant self-check. I don't have time to be failing or faltering. And as soon as I may fail or falter, I got to say, Father, forgive me. It keeps me in check because I'm unaware. Because at the time when you are faltering, failing, and sinning, here he comes. Now he done caught you with your, like the old folks used to say, with your what? Yeah. Undone. He done caught you now. Oh, I've been caught out here. Oh, my goodness. The whole time I was keeping commandments, but oh no. Now I'm caught and I'm lost. Read on.
Verse 35. For as a snare shall it come on all that dwell on the face of the whole earth.
As a snare he's coming. Oh, I got you now. Verse 36.
Watch ye therefore and pray always.
Always, come on.
That ye may be accounted worthy to escape all those, Salaki, to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man.
That you may become worthy to stand before the Son of Man. That you can say, I've been a good servant. I've been a servant that endured. And I may have faltered, I may have failed, but I didn't give up. I got back up on my feet. I endured. I fought the good fight. All praises, all praises. Let's go. We're almost done here. Let's go to Revelations. Because when these things happen, let's go to Ezekiel. I'm sorry. Let's go to Ezekiel, the 7th chapter, and I want the 6th verse. Let me get that right quick. We're going to move a little faster than we've been moving. Finishing up here. Ezekiel, the 7th chapter, the 6th verse.
An end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come.
The end is coming. Come on.
The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains.
Read on.
Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will
Read.
recompense thee for all thine abominations.
You're gonna get a recompense for all of the sin that you've done. Read.
And my eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thy abominations that are in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am the Most High that smiteth.
So how is he going to recompense this quote unquote great nation that we're in? How is he going to recompense them? Give them what they deserve. Look at Malachi, you ready to teach with me? How is he gonna recompense? Come on, let's see what the reward is. Let's go to Revelations 8 and 18. Revelations 18, start at verse 5. Let's see what the reward is.
Revelations 18, verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven,
And
and the Father hath remembered her iniquities.
he's remembered her iniquities. Read.
Reward her, even as she rewardeth you.
I'm gonna pay her back just like she rewarded you for disobeying me. I used her to reward you for your disobedience. Now I'm going to pay her for what she did to you. Most High had something else in it. Go on.
And double unto her double according to her works.
Mm-hmm.
In the cup which she hath filled to her double.
Read on.
How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
That's what I was talking about earlier. This country says, I sit a queen. This is pride talking here. I am no widow, mean I have lost nothing. I have lost nothing. And I haven't seen a day of sorrow. Oh, but America is coming. You can look at those so-called, quote unquote, third world countries and say, isn't that a shame? There's so much drama over there. Oh, it's so much famine over there, and pestilence over there. There's so much disease over there. There's so much war over there. But America, let me tell you, it's coming here to you. It's coming here to you. And you're going to get double. All that what we seen on the video, those conflicts and those wars, that's coming here. Oh, yeah. And it's coming here before we take a flight. It's happening here. I want to prepare your heart and mind for what's going to happen here in this country. It's pride that says, oh, it couldn't be America. Oh, yeah. There's thousands of folks that's coming across the border right now. You think terrorists not coming in with them? And I'm speaking, and Detroit is online. Y'all don't think that they got little bombs at them gas stations on every block? Boom, 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 on every. I'm not laughing, but it is kind of funny. But I'm not laughing at Detroit. I'm just saying that they have a lot of folk that are sympathizers with what's going on over there, and they don't mind strapping bombs to themselves. That's just the truth. Allah Akbar, boom. They don't mind doing that. Now, we, on the other hand, we don't do stuff like that. So I don't know why they even watch us, because I'm not blowing myself up for nobody. Now, I fight to the death, but I ain't gonna be strapping something on and blowing myself up. I ain't got to prove that hard to nobody. You want a good fight? We Israelites, we'll give you a good fight. That's right. But you say, here, put this bomb jacket on. Hey, brother, what's wrong with you? That ain't according to the Bible. What's wrong with you? We don't do that. Yeah, no, thank you. We don't do that. We don't do that. It ain't got nothing to do with our dedication either. You at the wrong place. You got to go, down the street. All right. Verse 8.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire.
I want y'all to understand. I don't know what a day is to the Most High, but he said, therefore, her plagues is going to come in one day. That means it's going to come immediately, back to back. Death, plagues, famine. The stage is set right now, family. The stage is set right now. For all of these things to happen, it's set right now. Death, plagues, and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. Finish that verse out.
For strong is the master who judgeth her.
Who judge her. Meaning, although, meaning what? Yahweh Shai have, just like Yahweh Shai have stated, these sorrows are not the end, but this what happening, right? This is this famine, these plagues, and this being utterly burnt with fire is going to come very, very quickly up on our captors. So what does it mean when it says they shall be utterly burned with fire? What does that mean? What does that mean? To be utterly burned with fire. What is it? Bombs. Let's see that if we find it. That's right. Let's see if we find that in scripture. Let's go. Mute yourself and please close out your video. Let's go to Revelation 6 and 14. Revelation 6 and 14.
And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. Every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
So how do you move a mountain out of its place? What in the world could move a whole mountain till it ain't there no more? Nuclear bombs moves mountains. Let's go to Isaiah, the 34th chapter, 4 through 8. We went through this through discipleship class a little bit, but let's hit it again. Let's hit it again. But I want to drive it home. I want to drive it home because you don't have to fear this eclipse that's coming. This is what you got to fear right here. If you get caught up in this madness right here, this is what you got to be afraid of right here. Isaiah 34 and 4.
And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree.
As a falling fig, when a fig falls from the tree, it falls hard. It's heavy. A leaf falls like this. A leaf falls like this. A fig drops. And so the prophet is describing how that thing looked. Boom! And all the government powers are going to be shaken. And all of the space stations and satellites are going to drop from the sky. That's right. And everything else that's in the sky was going to fall like this, like a leaf falling from a tree. What'd that look like? planes, don't it? Read on.
For my sword should be bathed in heaven.
Read.
Behold, it should come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Now the word Idumea here is a Roman Greco word for Edom. It's a Roman Greco word. Idumea and Edom is the same word, right? And the scripture says, and my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. His sword is going to come down upon Idumea and the people of my curse to the judgment. This is their judgment. The same judgment that we just read in Revelation, the 18th chapter. Same judgment. I said a queen. I said a queen. And he said, I'm going to burn that queen with fire. This is the same prophecy, brothers and sisters. Verse 7 and 8.
And the unicorns should come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls.
Now, this unicorn right here, this word has been changed. It was rhinoceros. It just mean a one-horned animal to show you the power and the strength that it's referring to. The unicorn shall come down, or this one-horned animal shall come down with them. Read.
And the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness.
Verse 8.
For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion.
All right. So what is that? So does the Bible indicate what that fire is, and how will it be utilized in burning up Idumea? Let's get Isaiah 54 and 16 right quick. Let's run through it real fast. I'm gonna try to go through it fast. Isaiah 54 and 16. We're running out of time here.
Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
I've created the waster to destroy. Let's go to Job. Let's see, because Job actually seen this in a vision with his own eyes. Let's go to Job 20th chapter, verses 22 through 25. What is that waster? What is that instrument of work?
Job chapter 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Father shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon.
From the what?
He shall flee from the iron weapon.
From the iron weapon, read.
And the bow of steel shall strike him through.
And the bow of steel shall strike him through. What verse you at?
I'm on 25.
Was that the end of it?
That was the end of 24.
All right, read on.
It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering stirring sword cometh out of his gall. Tears are upon him.
Was that it?
All darkness should be
All I
hid.
want is verse 25. That was it?
That was it.
All right. I'm sharing my screen with you. So let me know when it comes up. Are we up?
Not yet. There you go.
Let's see what the Bible's talking about here.
seems there's praise all round in North Korea after its latest test of an intercontinental ballistic missile. State media reports leader Kim Jong-un personally guided the launch of the Hwasong-18 intercontinental ballistic missile on Wednesday, which flew for 74 minutes before crashing down in the waters near Japan. The longest flight ever carried out by this ICBM. It was a solid fuel missile. It's been called the North's most powerful nuclear weapon, but it's unclear if it could actually deliver a nuclear payload.
A menacing milestone for North Korea's missile program. Pyongyang's latest ICBM launch breaking its own record for the longest ever missile flight. A staggering 74 minutes, hurtling high above the Earth at supersonic speed, hitting 6,000 kilometers before splashing down in the sea. The massive missile's potential striking range, the entire U.S. mainland and most of the world. Pyongyang's most provocative launch in months, coinciding with this NATO summit in Lithuania, quickly condemned by Japan as an unacceptable threat to regional stability. South Korea's military ready to overwhelmingly respond. The ICBM, a crown jewel in leader Kim Jong-un's nuclear arsenal, protecting the power, fortune, and future of the ruling Kim family. His young daughter, Kim Ju-ae, often appearing alongside her dad. Barely 10 years old, the rising star of a state propaganda campaign.
All right, that's all I want from that. That's all I want is to show you. I ain't gonna play the whole thing. It's only 3 minutes long, but I don't want to play the whole thing for time's sake. So this is the ICBM missile coming out of the silos. This is the waster. This is the smith. This is the instrument that's talked about in the Bible that's going to burn this place down. North Korea coming from one end, Russia coming from the other, and China coming from the other. This is the waster that the Bible's talking about. Let's get 2 Peter 3 and 10, and we're going to be done. Last scripture, 2 Peter 3, verse 10.
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Most High will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Shall be burnt up. Come on.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and good?
So you hear what Peter said? Seeing that you know, now that you know that this world is going to be burnt up by fire, now that you know that these nuclear missiles going to hit this earth, now that you know that, what manner of person ought you be in the holy conversation? Huh? You got to let your porn go. You know, let it go. You know, I know you're struggling with it. Struggling with your, with the twerk videos, with your sexy red, and what's the other little nasty one? The other nasty one. No, she nasty too, but the other nasty one. Sukiana. Yeah, Sukiana. I know you're struggling with it. Let it go. Make a covenant with your eyes. I'm not getting involved in that stuff. What manner of persons ought you to be? Knowing all this prophecy we went through today, you knowing all this, what manner of persons ought you to be? What kind of conversations should you be having? What kind of lifestyle you should be living? Let's finish it out to verse 12.
Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat, with thermal nuclear blast. These are the signs, brothers and sisters, that will precede the Messiah, and those things that will happen at his coming. So we must discern the times in which we are living, and we must discern the situations that we are in, and don't be ignorant. to the coming of the Messiah. And recognize the time in which we are living. A lot of people can't see it and they'll get themselves caught out there. But this lesson is a warning for all those that will hear it. Take heed and take note to what the time is that we are living in. Because the Messiah is coming. Ready or not, here he comes.
War for the kingdom of Yah.